All right, let's get started, folks. Let's see. There we go. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to our call today. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Eric F. King, and today I'm going to be talking about 6 ways to secure more speaking engagements. Okay. If you are here with me, let me know. Put something in the chat. Say hi. Say hi in the chat. All right. So let's jump right in. I want to be able to put this to share this within maybe 30 minutes or so. But before I start, let me just give you a little background on myself. I have a background in sales, right? So I've been I started as a sales rep, then I moved up to vice president of sales over the years. Sold over 35 million dollars worth of products and services, online, offline, in person, on the phone, every single way you can think of. And I've helped a lot of people do the same. And then I got into speaking, started speaking, doing a lot of speaking engagements all over the country. And then I fell into speaking in a studio, right, and at a studio event. And that really basically changed my life because I was able to share my expertise with a lot of people in a unique setting. Okay. So now I run studiospeaking.com. It's the number one stage in the world for speakers, coaches, and authors to share their expertise and monetize their message. I see you, Mindy. Good to see you. And monetize their message. So that's what I do now. So today I'm going to help you if you are a speaker, if you are a coach, if you're an author, if you're a consultant. This is for you. Even if you're an entrepreneur and you're none of the above, this is for you. All right. So let's keep moving here. All right. So the first thing you must know in order to get attention, right? In order for people to see you, for people to know you, for people to like you, for people to buy from you, for people to put you on their stage, right? You must build authority, credibility, and you do it through visibility. Okay, your audience will naturally get to know, like, and trust you when they see you everywhere, right? They see you on social, they see you on Facebook, they see you on Instagram, they see you at events, right? They'll begin to realize that, wow, this person must be an authority, right? And then when you have people that edify you, so you speak on people's stages and they bring you up and they go over your biography and everything and your bio, and now people get to know, like, and trust you. Okay, so that's the first step. Now I'm going to go through 6 different ways to build this. Okay, so you get a lot more speaking engagements, you get a lot more opportunities. Now, when I say speaking engagements, let me just say this. I'm not saying that. One second. Let me just make sure this is plugged in right. Okay. All right. So when I say speaking engagements, I don't necessarily mean a situation where you're getting paid to speak, because some people, that's what they want. They want to get paid to speak, and that's fine. But when I say speaking engagements, I mean any opportunity you have to share your expertise, right? So a podcast is a speaking engagement, right? Because you're speaking to an audience, right? Speaking in the studio is a speaking engagement, right? Whatever you do, it doesn't matter how good you are if people don't know what you do, right? You can have all the talent in the world. If you go a whole week and nobody hears about what you're doing, it doesn't matter how good you are. So you have to get on stages. Number one tip to get on stage, by the way, because I work with a lot of speakers, coaches, and authors, right? If you go to studiospeaking.com, and click on the video, you'll see everything that I do, right? Because I work with a lot of speakers, coaches, and authors, and I do ads, I probably speak to at least five to 10 speakers a day, every day, right? They book calls on my website. So I know what it takes to be successful on stage, and I know what people are lacking. So today I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start with what people are lacking. Number one is a lot of people out there, they are not experts. They are not experts, right? So if someone asks you a question and says, so, I see Mindy here. I said, so Mindy, what do you speak about? If I give you 20 minutes, what would you speak about? you know and if someone asks you that question and your answer is, well, I could speak about anything really, like, I could talk about mindset, I could talk about personal development, I could talk about I could talk about anything really. Just, I could talk about book writing because I wrote a book. I could talk about insurance because I sell insurance. When you say that, that means you're not an expert at anything. And when you're not an expert, people won't put you on their stage because they don't know what you're going to say. Right? They're afraid, like, I don't know. Is he going to sell his insurance? I don't know, right? So the first thing you must do is you must become an expert at something. Be so good at it that people are willing to pay you for it. People are willing to pay you to speak about it, right? People are willing to pay you more than your competitor because you're so good at it. That's what you want to do. You want to be the go-to expert. A jack of all trades is a master of none, right? You want to create value everywhere you go, but you want to focus on one thing. And then also you want to build an audience. You want to build a target audience. So for me, I've built an audience of tens of thousands of people. Like, I have a big email list of speakers, coaches, and authors. Those are the people that I speak with too, right? So if you're not a speaker, coach, and author or entrepreneur, you probably won't click on any of my links. You probably won't be in my email list. You may not even be connected to me, right? Because those are the people that I target. So you want to be able to build an audience so you can be sharing this your information with. A lot of times people, what they want to do is they want to just speak somewhere and they'll just sell everybody there. It doesn't work that way. You need to build an audience. It takes time to build. Okay, so that's the first thing. Build an audience. Become a go-to expert. Now let me give you some tips for giving an effective speech, because a lot of times when people have a great message, they may not know how to deliver it, right? And I've been speaking for many years. I've received awards speaking on stages for the last 20 years. So I could give you a few tips on effective speaking. Number one is to know your audience. You must know your audience. People ask me all the time, so, when I speak on your stage, like, how many people will be there? Now, I can give you an idea, but that's not really the most important question, right? Because I could say, oh, we're going to have 2,000 people, and you're all excited. What if I have 2,000 people that are maybe construction workers and they have no interest in what you're doing? It doesn't matter. The most important thing is to speak to the right people, people that can buy your offer, people that can refer you, right? People that may want to put you on their stages. That's the most important thing. You want to know your audience, okay? And then the structure of your speech should be basically three levels, three steps: hook, value, call to action. Hook, value, call to action. So hook is when it's like you hook the crowd. You get their attention, right? You get their attention. You can start with a story. You get their attention, right? You can start with a quote. You can start with a statistic. Did you know that? Right? A statistic. And that grabs their attention. Now they want to hear the rest. Now, the value is where you actually share your information. So you find the problem that your audience has, and then you share the value. You share with them how to solve that problem. Okay, that's the value. And then the last thing is the call to action. That's where you say, okay, if you want to learn more, grab my ebook. If you want to dive deeper, book a call with me and let's talk, right? It's the next step. People want this. There's nothing wrong with sharing the next step because that's what people want. Some people they can relate to what they are saying. They love everything you're saying, and they want to be a part of it, and they want the next step. So if you just finish speaking and you just walk off and they don't know what to do, they don't know how to contact you, they don't know the next step, then you're doing your audience a disfavor, and you're doing yourself a disfavor too, because the people that are interested in learning more or buying from you, you don't give them a way to do so. Okay. Now, another thing you need to do before you speak on stages is you need to practice with purpose. You need to practice, 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 practice. Practice so that no matter what question comes at you, you have an answer, right? One of the reasons, so when people speak on my stage, most people that have spoken on my stage have never spoken in a studio before, right? So they ask me, so Eric, do you have any tips? Do you have any tips? My number one tip is practice, practice, practice. When you practice a speech and you do it over and over and over, by the time you get there, you've already done it in your head. So your brain is saying, I've done this. I can do this. This is easy, right? You start out, your first few words, you've done it over and over and over, right? It's like deja vu. But if you haven't practiced, now you're trying to wing it. That's what creates anxiety, trying to wing it. You don't want to wing it, right? You want to practice, okay? You want to use body language and vocal variety, right? So body language is, if you use your hands, I use my hands a lot, or you walk back and forth. Vocal variety, very important. I use that a lot, right? So, sometimes you're speaking at this tone, and then sometimes you get louder like that, right? But then you go back to this tone, right? Because now what happens is people are clued in. It's like when you're loud and then you get soft, then like, what happened? Right? Then so that but if you're just monotone throughout the whole thing, people get tired and people get sleepy. People get on Facebook, they remember college days. So that's important. And then also you want to tell stories, right? I'm going to share some stories with you. You want to tell stories, right? When I started speaking, I literally hated to speak in front of a group. And I was forced to start in high school. A teacher brought me out and told me that I had to give a speech. And I was terrified. I was shaking so hard. I was shaking. My hands were sweaty. I felt sick. And the next time he told me to do that, and I got up and I did it again, I realized that I wasn't shaking as much the second time. And then the third time, I wasn't shaking at all. And it got easier. And I've done that probably thousands of times. So people say, well, Eric, how are you so confident when you get on those stages? How are you so confident in your studio? Because I've done it so much. It's like I'm at home, right? It's like I'm at home. So you want to tell stories. I just told you one, right? You want to tell stories. It draws people in. All right. So number 2, you want to speak on other people's stages. That is huge. You want to speak on other people's stages. And let me give you an example. So, I was speaking to a guy and we were talking about, speaking in my studio and everything. And he said, well, Eric, honestly, I speak a lot anyway. Like I do lives almost every day on Instagram. I said, okay, that's good. How many times do you speak on other people's stages though? He said, well, I haven't done that lately, maybe twice in the last couple of years. Okay, I said, great. I said, when you speak on your live, you're speaking mainly to the same people, right? So yeah, you may have a lot of people come in, they love you, they want you to do well, right? They're your fans, but you need to get in front of new people that don't know you at all, other people's stages. One of my speakers at my last event in February, she introduced me to her group, and they're book writers. And before I spoke, she edified me. She talked about my background. She talked about how she spoke on my stage, right? So before I started speaking, I had all this respect, right? I had instant credibility with the crowd. Why? Because she edified me, right? Now that doesn't happen when I do a live. Like today, nobody introduced me, right? I introduced myself. So that's the thing. You want to speak on other people's stages. You want to get that credibility. You want ready-made audiences. Okay, and then you'll be able to monetize your message much faster when someone has promoted you as the expert, right? Are you more willing? Think about this. You're probably more willing to take out a credit card and buy from somebody that other people talk about it and say, "Oh, you need to get his coaching. Oh, it's excellent. I learned so much from that person." Right? And they bring that person out. You're more likely to buy from the person than if you just saw him or her for the first time. Nobody ever talked about them. Right? That's why you want to speak on other people's stages. You're able to generate leads, sales, and even more speaking engagements, because when you speak there, other people see you and say, "Hey, can you speak at my event?" Right? And it's happened to me many times. And then here's the big thing. You need to get the footage of you speaking. You need the footage. A lot of people tell me that, "Hey, Eric, I've been speaking for 20 years." I'm like, "Great. Um, can you send me some videos of you speaking to audiences?" And they're like, "What?" They're like a deer in the headlight. Like, "Oh, I don't record them. I mean, I don't record them. Who records them?" That's the thing. Most people don't. And when they go on your website and they don't see clips of you speaking, they don't see you as a speaker, right? And that leads me to this. You must have a speaker page. A speaker page. It could be just a landing page. You don't have to have a fancy website with 7 tabs. Actually, you shouldn't even have any of the tabs. Just one page. On that page, you need to have a video right there. The first thing they see is a video of you speaking or clips of you speaking. That shows you are an authority. If you just have text, guess what? People just scroll right through. They'll be like, he, uh, he doesn't have much experience. He doesn't have any videos of him speaking, right? And if they're comparing you to anybody else, so let's say they're looking at 3 people to decide who speaks on their stage, they probably won't choose you because they don't see videos of you speaking. Okay, so you want to have footage of you speaking, and I'm going to tell you in a minute how you can get all this, by the way. Okay, I'm not going to just leave it out there. All right. So yeah, so that page, you want video, you want your bio, you want pictures to be on that page, right? How people can contact you, how people can work with you, right? All of that on that page. All right, let's go to number 3. So another thing you need as a speaker, coach, or author is you need social proof on your website, in your social media. Social proof is basically evidence from other people that you do what you say you do, right? Other people saying it, right? So if you look on my video right here, my slide, you'll see six people here, right? So you'll see Jennifer said, "I was amazed at the amount of reels and photos." Excuse me. So if I say I'm gonna give you all these reels and photos, Jennifer said, "Hey, she was amazed at how many." You're more likely to believe her because she has no reason to make that up. She's not selling you anything, right? Exactly. You see, Roxana here says, "Being a VIP speaker has been the highlight of my year." So like, wow, that's amazing, especially someone like her who speaks a lot, right? So my point is, you want to have testimonials of people that you have worked with. If you're a coach, you want testimonials of people that have bought your coaching, right? If you're an author, you want testimonials, video testimonials of people that have read your book and what they got from it. I know it's different. I know you're like, "Well, I don't see that often." That's right. Most people don't make a whole lot of money when they write a book because they don't know how to promote it, right? If you just say, "Hey, I wrote a book, go on Amazon and get it," you know how many millions of people have done that? You got to separate yourself. You got to have your own website, right? You got to have a video of you talking about the book, videos from other people that have read the book, so people can hear their emotion, right? So you want to have social proof. Third party validation is much stronger than first party any day, right? If you go to studiospeaking.com, you can hear from like 25, 30 people about what I do, right? And that right there is more important than what I say. So I'm going to give you an example of that. So before I started this company, I've been a sales coach for many years. And I remember I met with a lady while we were on Zoom, and we are supposed to meet I think 30 minutes or so, but she had to run. She said that she had to go pick up her kid, and so she said, you know what, Eric, I'll just buy your program. Like, just put the link in the chat. I'll buy it, and then I'll see you later. I said, okay. So she bought it. It was for thousands of dollars. It was my sales coaching, right? And then so later I asked her. I said, you know, why did you just buy it? Like, I never told you about it. I didn't even tell you what you're gonna get. And she said, because I went on your website, all right? So I think it was Compassionate Closer or SuccessWithEric.com, one of the two. She went on my website and she saw all these testimonials. And she said, I heard a testimonial of this lady who said that you're trustworthy. And once I heard that, I was already sold. Like, you don't need to even sell it to me. Because that's all I mean. I want to work with someone that has integrity, who's trustworthy. So she bought my program because of a testimonial she saw on my site, right? So it wasn't a presentation that I gave. That's why it's important to have social proof. And also you can have written testimonials as well, right? Some people like to see things in writing. But if you do, it's better to get a screenshot of the testimonial of the person. So for instance, if somebody gives you a testimonial in writing, get them to send it to you through social media so you can get a screenshot of their name, their name. You'll see Facebook or Instagram, right? Their picture, and then the testimonial. That's better than you just typing it on your website, right? And putting that picture, because a lot of people don't trust what they see online a lot nowadays. So if you just have all these written testimonials that you put yourself, you typed in, some people won't believe it. But if they see the faces of these people, real people that are on social, they're more likely to believe it. Okay. So social proof is powerful. You want testimonials. If you're a speaker, you definitely want the testimonial of the person who is hosting your event or the event where you spoke. That's huge. Imagine, let's just say Jennifer, right? Jennifer is a speaker and she speaks on business strategy, right? Imagine she speaks at an event and then the host of the event does a video and says, hey guys, I just want to give a shout out to Jennifer. She just spoke at my event and she did an incredible job. She taught us 1, 2, 3, whatever she taught us. And I would recommend her to anybody out there that's thinking of getting a business strategy speaker. You definitely need to call Jennifer because she is the best. Now that's powerful. That's much more powerful than someone just coming to your website and saying that you're a speaker, right? Just, I'm a speaker. That's how you separate yourself. Again, I'm teaching you skills on separating yourself from the masses. All right. Number 4, networking and collaboration. Now, it is crucial that you network with other people in your industry. Don't be a lone ranger. I'm in multiple groups. I'm in masterminds. I'm in one in Florida where I paid a lot of money for it. I think it's like $20,000 or something. It's something like ridiculous. But it's worth it because I'm around people like me, speakers, coaches, authors that are at a high level, right? You want to network with people. Some of your speaking engagements will come from referrals from other speakers, right? Right? They'll say, hey, they're doing an event and they say, we're looking for someone to speak about, I don't know, mindset. And you speak about mindset. So like they'll just recommend you and say, hey, this lady, she's excellent. She speaks about mindset. I've heard her speak before. And then that's an easy deal for you. And you can get paid even more, right? So you want to network with other coaches, speakers, and authors. You are borrowing their credibility. You're borrowing their credibility, right? That's very important to be able to generate leads as well. Number 5, you want to show up on video. I know people, when I say this, some people right now like, okay, Eric, you are doing well until you start talking about video, because I'm not getting on video. If that's you, I understand. Because I was there. I was a guy that did not want to be on video. I made every excuse in the world. I said, my lighting isn't good. My camera isn't good. I don't have a professional camera. Like I have every excuse under the sun. But the person who I was talking to at the time, she said, look, all you have to do is put on your phone put it up and press record. That's all you have to do. And she said, when you start, you're not going to have a lot of people watching you anyway, so you can mess up, right? So mess up now before you have thousands of people following you. I'm like, that's a great way to look at it, right? Why do you want to show up on video? 85% of all content that is viewed on social media is video content. If you don't do video content, there are 85% of people out there aren't even looking at what you're doing, because they're scrolling through all the regular posts. They're looking for video, right? So you want to start doing video. And when you do video, just like I said, you do a lot of stories. Now, the videos don't have to be long. They could be 1 minute. My most popular videos are 1 minute. They're 60 seconds. But I give you I do a hook, a story, and an offer, or I just give you a hook, value, and I tell you how to get more information, right? Just one point to get across. Another thing you can do is, when you do a video, you can repurpose that same video. If you look at my slide here, I have a lot of videos on there. Each of those videos are on my Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. Each one of those videos. So different audiences are seeing me. Different audiences, right? That's important. You want to repurpose what you do. Why? It leverages your time. A lot of people that contact me, they contact me because they've seen a video somewhere. It could be a video that's 5 years old. It doesn't matter. If they resonate with what's in it, what's on that video, they'll call me, right? So, and then another thing is, you want to be consistent. If you do a video on Monday and you don't do a video for the next 3 weeks, it's not going to help you, because people will see that you're not consistent, and they won't want to follow you, right? People have more respect for consistent folks, and they're more likely to buy from you if they see you on a regular basis. So let's say you only have Monday and Wednesdays are the only days you can post or get on video. Then do it every Monday and Wednesday. When I started, I used to do a call on Tuesdays, something like this. And when I did the call, I remember, sometimes I'd have someone show up, sometimes nobody will show up. I just did it. One day I was tired. I didn't feel like doing it. And I thought to myself, there's nobody that really watches anyway, so I didn't do it. The next day, someone messaged me. Actually, I got two messages. But one person messaged me and said, Eric, are you all right? We were waiting for you and you never showed up. And I'm like, wow. And the other person said, did you change your date? The date for your, I thought you do these on Tuesdays. And I thought, wow, people are watching, right? You've got to be consistent. I've had people that I met on Zoom that were interested in buying my offer, speaking on my stage, before I said anything. They're like, just sign me up. And I'm like, don't you want to know the details? She said, well, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not going anywhere. Like, you're not running away. I see you every day. It's like I trust you because I see you every day on my feed, right? So they trust you. They feel like they know you. Okay, so that's why you want to do video. So so I'm gonna wrap up soon, but I just want to share with you, if you are a speaker, coach, and author, and you want to get the word out about what you're doing, you're tired of playing small, you're tired of not getting attention, of people not seeing what you do, I'm gonna show you a way that a lot of coaches, speakers, and authors are getting more speaking engagements. They're selling their offers, their products, their coaching, their courses. They're selling more books. There's a lady that spoke on my stage. She actually spoke on the stage. She got 3 speaking engagements. She sold over 300 books at one of the speaking engagements. These are paid, right? And then sold her offer, her coaching. Then she was so excited, she called me and said, hey, can I do that again? She came back and did it again, right? So let's go. I'm going to tell you about my stage. StudioSpeaking.com is the company. What we do is we host the VIP Studio Speaking experience. Okay, so this experience includes you speaking on that stage right there in front of a live audience. The audience is on Zoom all over the country and all over the world, really, on a 6-foot Zoom, and you are there with your name in lights. in your name, what you do, all of that in lights. Okay, I promote you, so I bring you on stage, right? Um, when you speak, I give you an award for your past accomplishments, right? Some people, they've been doing the same thing for so many years, but nobody's recognized them for it. I give you a customized world class award for you for what you have done already, right? So that's powerful. People see that you're an award winner before you even start speaking. Okay, we have a red carpet that we do, a red carpet celebrity event that we do the night before. I say celebrity, you are the celebrity. So okay, don't expect Denzel Washington to show up. Like he said that there'll be celebrities here. No, I mean you. You are the celebrity. Okay, you are the celebrity. So we do a red carpet there, um, and then we actually give you the video. So remember when I was talking about how you need to have clips of you speaking. That's what we do. We actually give you the reels, the clips of you speaking, right? That you can use for social media, for your website. And these are not just regular clips, they're high quality, unique clips. Why are they unique? Because how many people do you know that's spoken in a studio? Not that many. Over 90% of people have never spoken in a studio. In other words, they don't have footage like this. They have footage speaking at a conference, in a church, right? At a school, right? But not this, not what you see there, right? So that's how you separate yourself from the masses when you are able to speak on a unique stage, right? Unique stage. So we do that for you. You also get professional photos, professional pictures, photographs. This is very important because you need photographs for everything, for speaking engagements, for your books, everything you need professional pictures. And one lady said, Eric, you give us more pictures than we can handle. I do. I do. We give you a lot of pictures. If you can see one of the pictures there, my photographer is taking a picture of this lady, Jennifer, but I have my other photographers taking a picture of both of them. So you have photographers taking pictures of the person taking pictures of you, right? A lot of pictures, right? So you get that with us. We help you 10x your reach. How do we do that? I promote you through my email list of tens of thousands. My text blasts, I do ads like I said, so those ads will promote you. Whatever you're going to be talking about, we put it in our ads. That's how we draw people in, right? We promote you on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all my channels. And if you go to Eric F. King on social media, you'll notice I promote my speakers every day, all day, every day, right? And then we have paid influencers that we pay to promote you. Okay. We also give you the list of people that register for the event. So imagine having a list of all the people that attended, right? And in fact, we give you the list of everybody that registered, whether they attended or not. So it's hundreds of people, right? We've given up to a list of 700 people before, right? And why do you need the list? Because now you can follow up to share what you do. Sometimes people need to see you more than once to buy, right? So they see you on my stage, you send them an email about a master class you're doing or a challenge you're doing or whatever it is, and they see you again and they're more likely to buy. Okay. You will be able to break bread with other speakers, coaches, and authors, right? You learn so much when you are meeting with people, when they're relaxed and having dinner. Because there are things they would never tell you in a professional setting, but when you guys are having dinner and having drinks, they just spill the tea, so to speak, right? They spill it and tell you everything. Like, this is what you need to do, and they just tell you what you need to do, right? So yeah, so you're gonna hang out with us. All the meals are included, okay? And then we're also putting together now a mastermind group of speakers, coaches, and authors. All the people that have spoken on my stage. We're gonna launch it soon, and you will be part of that. Imagine being in the group, and you're able to connect with people every day because you'll be a part of the group, right? And learn from these people. That's just amazing. That's just amazing. I wish I had this. I wish I had this, but at least I know I can provide it for others. Okay, and then also we'll give you the opportunity to be on the cover of a magazine, like this woman here, Tawanda Young. She's a leadership coach, and she was on the cover of our magazine. So if all that looks good, Here are some other people that were on our magazine. If all that looks good, then I would implore you to go to studiospeaking.com, check out the video, and if you think this is something that would work for you, book a call. Book a call with me. Let me give you a few examples. So Tamara Wolf is a mindset coach in Virginia, and she spoke on my stage because she said that she was looking for a way to be on camera. Like, she's done a lot of speeches everywhere, but most of them are not recorded. She said you feel like a superstar. You learn so much about how to take the stage. Sylvia Crawley, she was a former WNBA player. She's used to speaking to athletes, teams, but she wanted to get more into corporate speaking. She spoke on our stage. She said, "Thank you for over delivering and doing everything you said you would do. I participated in the VIP Speaker Studio experience twice, and it was worth every dime." Right? So these are just a few testimonials. There's so many. And then I didn't even tell you, we're going to give you a swag bag, like of 10 gifts for all our speakers. You'll love it. And we don't get it at Walmart, okay? It's a high quality, okay? We're also going to give you a toolkit. So we actually create a one sheet for you. Remember I was talking about that, like you need something that shows information about you. So I have your bio, your name, what you speak about, all of that. We'll put it together, very professional, one sheet, and that's part of what we give you. And then you'll also have an opportunity to join my coaching class. Like I said, I've been teaching sales for many years. Other people will have to pay, but you wouldn't because you're already part of the program. Okay, so I teach you how to close deals without being pushy, how to price your offers, how to overcome objections, things of that nature. Okay, and obviously I have tons and tons of testimonials. I can't even get to them all. There are tons and tons. So if this resonates with you and you are considering speaking on my stage, go to studiospeaking.com. Studiospeaking.com. Let me put it in the chat here. Studiospeaking.com. Studiospeaking.com. I just put it in the chat. Call, if you're here, can you please put it in LinkedIn? So watch the short video. There's a short video. Watch that. And if you like what you see and you want to speak on my stage, or you have at least you have an interest, then click on the link, book a call, and I'll be glad to meet with you one-to-one. All right. So appreciate you being here, all of you from all over the world. Definitely share this video with others. Share this video with others. So that's how you give back, right? This is free for you, so make it free for others. All right. And I will see you on the next call. Make it a great day. Bye bye.